Sasha, hello. Thank you for joining us. Now we go to Zagreb.
Hello, Alexander. Yeah, hello. How are you?
Thank you so much. Well, I hope you're healthy, all is well. We are here going to one of the largest, probably, penetration testing company in the region. They also have a branch here in Slovenia as well. So let's hear about the title that you have. It's United with COVID-19 We Stand. How did you choose this interesting title?
It was the title, basically, I mean, as the presentation will be, this is used as some kind of announcement for the presentation in Novi Gorici. But as we are like quite deeply involved in all kind of cybersecurity engagements and projects, what we are seeing recently in the period of COVID, which already we discussed a lot, what is happening, how we are dealing with it, what are the new challenges. Well, something what we are seeing, we cannot be sure that we can attribute it only to COVID. But obviously the number of incidents we are seeing is really increasing. So basically from March, when all this started, all this pandemic and these restrictions we had really a lot of incidents we were covering from all kinds of types, from ransomware, from data breaches, from phishing attacks. So what we see as a company, as I said, quite deeply involved, that customers are having, let's say, bigger challenges how to properly address these things. And not just to detect cybersecurity incidents, but also since we discussed a lot about remote working. So even responding to these incidents is a little bit more tricky because it's not everything on site. You cannot maybe be so fast in your response. So this presentation is basically my colleague Bojan, our CTO, will give the presentation. It will be about our experiences and maybe some suggestions, advices, what companies can do maybe to somehow more easily survive this period and to properly adopt their strategies, because the threat landscape, the risks changed, maybe not that dramatically. We worked from home even before, but now the amount of all these activities and how people now work under different pressure, different style, it's really, I believe, would be useful to maybe give these advices so companies can maybe use this as to improve their controls as well. So this presentation will basically be about our experiences in last period in that segment.
So what was, you think, the impact of COVID for your clients and companies?
Yeah,
it's
a good question. I mean, we definitely felt impacts on different sides. I mean, all of us felt it from business point of view, traveling restrictions. I believe that you felt it as well a lot. So, but besides this part, we really see that cybersecurity landscape is also changing. It's difficult to describe in a few words, but how to say, security is about having control. You know, every security officer in the company wants to have control over its assets, over its activities, about, you know, what is happening in the company. And basically with these changes which we saw, we are somehow losing control partially. So people are working remotely. We have all kinds of restrictions. I know we can all witness, I believe, how many phone calls daily you have, conference calls, jumping from one meeting to another, more communication shifted to online segments. So basically what we are seeing is that companies are somehow losing controls, and we didn't have time to properly adopt to that. So we are adopting to that with time, and we see some gaps here which are a potential challenge. Also, you know, one big segment in security is visibility. You want to know what your people are doing, what activities are happening. And to be able to detect anomalies and to have proper visibility is to understand what is normal. And we all know that now we are talking about new normal. So what was normal 1 year ago on your information system today is not that normal anymore. So you have much more remote connections. You have much more activities online. You have much more virtual meetings. So this visibility, how to detect what's wrong, is one of the bigger challenges. And I believe that what is one of the major things, as we know, the dark side always looks for opportunities when there is a crisis, when there is some kind of uncertainty. So what we see in the region, because we have offices not just in Croatia, as you mentioned, in Slovenia and Bosnia and Herzegovina, Albania, Macedonia, even Middle East, what we are seeing that the dark side is really trying to ride on this wave. and they're looking their opportunities how to abuse this and take this into their advantage. So it's really challenging times for cybersecurity, I would say.
So you think that the hackers became more sophisticated, or the situation make this situation so complicated? What was the main reason? What do you think?
Well, actually, I don't believe that they got more sophisticated. They just used the opportunity when we are in this some kind of chaotic moment, everything shifting in different way. So what we were seeing, for example, recent security incidents we were handling, it was not something, it was basically incidents which were easily detectable. It was not something which was so advanced that it required, I don't know what kind of skills and technologies and tools. Basically, companies had alarms which were indicators that something is going wrong, but nobody timely reacted. So we saw all kinds of things. For example, I don't know, companies being compromised through their third parties. So we see that since the work shift to remote work, not just for employees, but also for the third parties, basically connecting on a daily basis from different locations, to do different kind of activities, they started to target your partners. If you, for example, if you use, I don't know, single factor authentication in your VPN, and you have your remote parties connecting to that, maybe it's trivial to perform some malicious attack and steal their credentials and access your environment through their network, because for you now this is normal for them to connect on a daily basis. So they didn't got much more advanced, I would say. They're just using the opportunity.
I think based on what's happening now, based on what companies are doing, we will see a lot of remote work. So this will be our new reality.
Yeah.
So work from home, and probably a lot of online things happening, less face-to-face or live. So would you speak about this situation in Nova Gorica? Because this is really, really important for companies today, for businesses, because the more we rely on information technologies, the more vulnerable we are, the bigger the damage or the potential damage when these attacks occur. So will you address this very important issue in Gorica?
Yeah, this will be one of the topics for sure, because we all believed at the beginning that this will be a short-term thing. I mean, at least if working from home, that somehow things will stabilize in, I don't know, half a year, 1 year. But obviously, this will last for much longer. And not only COVID-related, we see many companies seeing the benefits of working from home. You're saving costs. You have, less office space, less fees for maintenance. So now what we see, I believe the same is in Slovenia, that many companies are considering how to take better advantage and how to gain additional value from working from home. So what we see from our customers, investing in shifting priorities in cybersecurity more, although endpoint security was always a question, how to protect endpoints. You talked a lot about that even from colleagues before, but now they're more addressing, their policies, their strategies, how to protect endpoints and work from home, because this will not be, even if COVID finish, let's hope, I don't know, at the first quarter, second quarter of next year, we will still have the issue, because online calls became a reality for everybody. It's much more cheaper. And we will more tackle this topic from incidents point of view and how to protect yourself. But yes, this will be one of the areas we will cover.
Perfect.
We are looking forward to that, yeah.
Yeah, I look forward for this presentation. As always, we will hear something interesting, something very useful. And let's give maybe one tip or some small advice for people at the very end, what they should be now really considering. Like what areas of their whole information security aspect should be they addressing? Oh, there's a question also from our participant. Is there any standard that is really looking at work from home? Or it really depends from company to company how they should secure their users?
Yeah, I understand. It's a good question. From what I know, I mean, specific, we are talking about more specific standards, like to give you exact controls and what to do. I'm not sure. I believe that NIST maybe as a standard has some guidelines on that, but basically work from home in much areas, it's simple to working from the office. And when you ask what to address, I believe it's more around processes, because the controls, we can improve them. Endpoints are for sure the important area, and mobile devices. For example, we see, I don't know, everybody have Teams installed on their mobile phone because they want to connect from the car when they're going to. So we have a little bit of changes. I believe that everything about securing your cloud services like Office 365, like Teams, like SharePoint, like Amazon, like all kind of, you know, mobile / endpoint / cloud is becoming really critical. So these are the areas which I will focus on. And as I always like to say, security is not about only technical controls. You have organizational controls and you have technical controls. When I was younger, I was believing in technical controls completely, like you have to protect antivirus, you know, endpoint. But now I really believe that it's 50-50. So you want to improve your technical controls because without them, you are not protected. But otherwise, if you do not change your policies and how you work, your technical controls will not function. So they will be less efficient. So you really need to improve both and work in both areas to have a proper security. And the last thing which I would really recommend is, I mentioned at the beginning, is this changing to new normal. Like, try to understand what is anomaly now comparing to what was anomaly before. And when you understand your anomalies and risks, then you can implement controls how to detect anomalies. And finally, be very careful with emails because, you know, we are seeing lots of attacks, you know, sending phishing emails, fake emails. Do not click on wrong emails and wrong attachments. That's the most important part for everybody, I believe.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing or seeing you soon in Novi Gorici, and stay healthy. All the best, Saša.
Yeah, you too. You too. Enjoy. Thank you for having us. And I must say, I like this concept, Eurovision concept. You know, hello from Serbia, hello from Slovenia, 5 points, 2 points. It was nice to be with you and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy.
Bye-bye,
enjoy.
Saša.
Bye.